Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap, your nightly news podcast on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Hopefully, all you guys are doing wonderful. Hopefully, all you guys are well. Today is December 9th, or January 9th. I'm still going to be doing that. And it is also Friday. Hopefully, all you guys had a wonderful week, and hopefully, all you guys have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by this summer. And if you're on Substack, please consider subscribing as well. All the support is greatly appreciated as it's $8 a month. All funds go to me, helps me pay for the things that I need to pay for in my life, like my groceries, like my clothing, like all that. With that being said, hopefully all you guys are doing amazing. Hopefully all you guys had a wonderful week. Of course, it is Friday. And I think that's all about I have for the intro of today's video. So let's get into today's episode. Moving on into our New York Times calendar, the daily thing as we have been doing. For what we have today is the president has specified a term as a basis for world peace. This is from January 9th, 1918. President Woodrow Wilson, if I could speak, delivered his 14-point speech to Congress, laying out the framework to end World War I. The Times printed the speech, which called for global diplomacy among nations and assumed the United States as a central role in world affairs. The program of the world's peace, therefore, is the program. So I'm assuming that's like, the United Nations and stuff like that in the organization that failed before. No, the UN is the United Nations. I don't know why I said that. I'm blanking on the name for the organization that came out of World War I before World War II that failed. I'm not going to get that right now, I don't think, unfortunately. There is a cat right here that is being very loud. My roommate and I are cat sitting, and this cat is a very interesting individual, and we'll take a break to say hello since he's right here. He's very cute. His name is Pita. He is a very cute cat, a cutie, but he is Satan reincarnated. This cat is the devil. He is a devious individual, and he is going to probably play with these bags this entire video because that's what he wants to do. Unfortunately, there's no way I can stop him. Yay, isn't that great? So if you hear any bag sounds or any ringing sounds of a bell, that is him. We have him for the next 8 days. Isn't that wonderful? Anyways, let's get into the news from today. Moving on into the Trump administration segment, where we have one topic here today. Trump has confirmed strikes on Mexican cartels could be next. Trump is calling out Mexico once again and claiming that he wants to strike the drug cartels in the country. In an interview on Fox News, Trump said, "We've knocked out 97% of drugs coming in by water, and we're going to start now hitting land." With regards to cartels, the cartels are running Mexico. It's very sad to watch and see what's happening to that country. This man has suggested a war with 4 different countries in the past week: Venezuela, Greenland, Cuba, and now Mexico. The same man who ran on saying that there would be no more new wars under his administration. Yeah, he's out here calling to go with multiple countries at once. That's kind of crazy. At the same time, millions of Americans cannot afford to buy a home, pay for groceries, healthcare, or the thousands of other necessities that you need in your day-to-day life here in this country. It's expensive to live here if you really look at it. You need so many things. But, not just that. Like, yes, it does suck that these other countries are experiencing these things. Yes, it does suck that other countries have dictatorships. Yes, it does suck that other countries have, leaders or, elites that are taking advantage of them. But those are issues that we have here as well. We got to get our shit together first before we can worry about these other countries. And yes, I'm big on aid. I believe 100% that we should be providing aid to struggling countries, to people who are struggling. 100%. That is something I've been very big on. That's something I've been very against the Trump administration for ending. But we have a lot of issues at home, and we shouldn't be going to war with other countries to remove their dictator or, to help the people there when we can't help the people here. That's a problem in itself. It really is. The entire political system and the entire administration is proof that this country is corrupt. It doesn't matter what party you're in, doesn't matter what party you're a part of, doesn't matter, what you're representing. A lot of it is a problem. In fact, a majority of it is a problem, and it all needs to be rebuilt. Anyways, moving on into our segment about ICE, we have an update on the two people that were shot in Portland that we talked about last night. Of course, that was breaking news. The two people shot by ICE in Portland have been identified as two Venezuelan nationals, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Their names are Luis David Ninco Moncada and Horlanes um, Betzlabeth Zambarino Contreras. That was pronounced so whitely. I apologize. In a post on Twitter, the Department of Homeland Security wrote, yesterday, two suspected Tren de Araguan gang associates let loose on American streets by Joe Biden weaponized their vehicle against Border Patrol agents. The agents took immediate action to defend himself and the others shooting them. The driver of the vehicle, Luis David Ninco Moncada, is a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela and is a suspected Tren de Araguan gang member. So they don't even know if he's a gang member, and they came out blasting that one. Interesting, isn't that? He illegally entered the U.S. in 2022 and was released into the country by the Biden administration. Since then, he was arrested for DUI and unauthorized use of a vehicle. He has a final order of removal. Passenger Yorlanes Betzlabeth Zambarino Contreras is a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela and is associated with the Tren de Aragua. She illegally entered the U.S. in 2023 near El Paso, Texas, and was released into this country by the Biden administration. Since illegally entering, Contreras played an active role in Tren de Aragua's prostitution ring and was involved with a prior shooting in Portland. Citizen or not, why were these individuals killed instead of being detained? I mean, you're not gonna tell me that these people weaponized their vehicle when you just used that excuse recently. Literally on the same day, no, the day before. I apologize. And in the video that we saw of that incident, that very clearly was not the case. ICE is a terrorist organization that needs to be shut down. There are reasons why mayors of all of these cities are calling for ICE to leave their cities or to cease action in these cities. If you support ICE, you are a horrific individual. Disgusting. I'm not taking that one back. I will stand by that statement till the day I die. And if you are in ICE, you deserve the same treatment that all of these people in all of these facilities get, and then some. You should all be in prison for the rest of your lives because you are abhorrent racist individuals and supports a bigoted racist administration. And, I could use so many more terms in there, but, hey, nothing helps if I keep using those terms. They're going to still be those individuals anyways. Get these people out of these facilities. Fuck ICE. Shut them down. Fuck this administration. They're all horrific. And let's keep talking about ICE because we got more stuff to talk about. In that news, the Portland mayor, if I could speak, has called for ICE to end operations. The mayor of Portland has released a statement calling for ICE to end all operations until further notice. The statement reads, "We cannot sit by while constitutional protections erode and bloodshed mounts. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents, and full force threatened by the administration has deadly consequences. As mayor, I call on ICE to end all operations in Portland until a full investigation can be completed." ICE operations need to end as a whole. It's been very clear that ICE has been a problem for a long time now. They killed two people in Portland and a woman in Minneapolis, all at the start of the new year. Not to mention all of the people who were killed before this. Before Trump, 9 people were killed in ICE's hands. And now that Trump is here, it's been at least 40, that we know of. This agency has got to go. It is a massive issue, and it's something that needs to be dealt with. We cannot be propping up a terrorist organization to be running throughout this country. It's absolutely disgusting that this government continues to allow this to happen on a daily basis. This cat is playing in the shower. Isn't that great? He's running back and forth through the room as well. In other news, ICE has cut training for new hires to 47 days. Following the murder of Renee Nicole Good, The Atlantic has dropped a massive report reporting that training for ICE recruits has been cut to 47 days, spreading across 8 weeks total. The report said, according to multiple officials, it has been done in reference to Trump as the 47th president of the country. This cuts the previous time for ICE training more than half, as it was previously 5 months total. No wonder why people are getting shot. I mean, what are we doing out here? These people have a budget larger than most militaries in the world. And not only that, but they're letting any racist off the street who wants into the, agency in. Um, you know, and the training period is only 47 days? What are we doing, dude? No agency under this government should have a training period of 47 days, especially one that is legally allowed to racially profile people. That is insane. No agency in this country should have a training period of 47 days, especially one that has a budget of a military and that is allowed to carry military style weapons or wear, military style gear. That's a problem. 47 days for individuals who are patrolling the streets, ripping people out of bed, ripping people out of their homes, shooting people in their cars. That's an issue. If you don't have an issue with that, you should. 47 days for people who are patrolling the streets with weapons. 47 days for people who are terrorizing communities. This terrorist organization is being trained for 47 days. And we wonder why so many people are being killed. That's a massive issue. And that's something that needs to be changed at the very least. Fuck ICE. I'm going to keep saying that because it's the truth. They are a horrific organization. In other news, Republican has placed a hold on all ICE and Department of Homeland Security nominations in the Senate. Republican Senator Tom Hills of North Carolina has placed a hold on all Department of Homeland Security nominees after Kristi Noem refused to testify before the Senate. Hills said, I'd simply like the Homeland Security Secretary to respond to what are now two requests by the chairman to come before the committee, and the reason why I placed the blanket hold before that shooting yesterday on anything related to Homeland Security until such time as she does that. This is absolutely great news, and it also came pre-shooting, which is also great. Now, Noam, already has articles of impeachment raised against her, and hopefully those do pass. But if she's not going to follow the law, stop her from doing more damage, without a doubt. The people in this administration continue to attack this country left and right, and we shouldn't allow them to do that. Hopefully this goes well. Hopefully they do get turned to speak. But if they don't, if they don't, holy speaking, I guess she's stuck where she is at for now. Anyways, moving on into our other news segments. Jack Smith has announced that he will be testifying publicly in front of Congress. Former special counsel Jack Smith will publicly testify about his investigation into Trump, according to the House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Gordon. Smith's attorney said in a statement, Jack has been clear for a month he is ready and willing to answer questions in a public hearing about his investigations into President Trump's alleged unlawful efforts to overturn the 2020 election and his mishandling of classified documents. This is absolutely good news because Smith has claimed that he has a strong case against Trump based on Trump's own actions. And if he does have proof that Trump did try and change the 2020 elections, that would be massive, absolutely. And if Trump did, what stops him from doing so in 2024, which has been a massive conspiracy that many have claimed already. As a whole, I think they will try to remove Trump by 2027 when the midterms are successful by Democrats. And what happens after that, I'm not sure. It's very likely that Trump will refuse to leave office like he did in 2020. And 2021, sorry. And what goes on from there is unknown. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. This administration is for sure an interesting one. Anyways, moving on into our final topic for tonight. Zohran Mamdani has gotten free childcare in New York City in 8 days of being the mayor of New York City. In 8 days of being mayor of New York City, Zohran Mamdani has unveiled a plan with Governor Kathy Hochul to give parents free childcare for their 2-year-olds. Hochul said in the debut, this is the day that everything changes, announcing plans to also expand to statewide access to childcare in the coming years. Mamdani said, Today, we take one step to realizing a city where every New Yorker, every family, every child can afford to keep calling it their home. To those who doubt the power of the people to make their own destiny, to the cynics who insist that the politics is too broken to deliver meaningful change, to those who think the promises of this campaign cannot survive once confronted with realities of the government, today is your answer. In 8 days of being Mayor Mondani, he has accomplished a goal many said that he would not be able to accomplish. Yet here we are. This is what happens when you have a politician that actually cares about the people and doing good for the Americans living in this country. I mean, could you imagine if the whole system was like this? This is what we need in the United States: political leaders who actually care and a government that actually provides, along with many other things that are very necessary for this country. But those are two of the main, really important ones. And Mayor Mondani has shown that that is very possible, not just in New York, but around the country. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. It has definitely been a very interesting day in the news world, that is for sure. If you're new here, though, please consider subscribing. All the support would be greatly appreciated as we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the summer. And if you're on Substack, please consider subscribing as well. All support goes to me. It's $8 a month and helps me pay for the things that I need to pay for in my life, like my groceries, like my clothing, like all those kinds of stuff. But outside of that, thank you all so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. We're out here building a political platform. So if you're interested in supporting a country that actually cares about its people, providing things like free healthcare, free higher education, a better immigration system as a whole, and so many more other things that this country needs, like affordability and all of that, drop a subscribe because that's my goal when I make it into politics. Bray 2030, don't forget it. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's episode, and I will see you all in the next one. Later, guys. Have a good one.